Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the start of a brand new vlog. Today is Saturday. I am very excited because my sister and her friend Ember are coming to visit me. I cannot wait. This has been planned for months. For her Christmas present this year, I got her tickets to see Moulin Rouge once she told me for sure that she was coming. So I know we're gonna be seeing Moulin Rouge while she's here. I'm sure she's gonna wanna see the Harry Potter show if possible. And I haven't seen that either, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, so she's gonna get here. We're gonna do some sightseeing. Ember, her friend who's coming with her, has never been to New York, so I'm sure we'll do a lot of like touristy classic things. I'm not taking off work, unfortunately, because I'm already taking off a lot this year for my wedding and stuff, so I'm not taking off of work, but I'll be with them on the weekend, and I've given them, like, they've given me their list. Hello. Hi. Mika wants to say hello. They've given me their itinerary and list of things that they want to do, and so I've kind of grouped the items that they want to do based on like what's close to each other. And what will be the most convenient. So yeah, I'm excited. It looks very cold outside today, so I hope that we're not going to be miserable, but I think pho is on the list for today, Vietnamese pho, the soup, so we'll have a way to warm up. Okay, I'm just gonna wait for them to get here. I need to prepare the room for their stay. We have an air mattress that we keep in there, a queen size air mattress that we got from Amazon. Yeah, that we just blow up whenever we have guests that stay so they can have their own room. It's really convenient. That way we can just break it down and then I can have it be a craft room, since obviously we don't have people living in there all year round. Oh, I love you. She sees the light from my phone, so she's more interested in that. Just wait till she sees the birds outside. My gosh, so cool. It is so cold outside. So cold.
The wind gave me ready to freeze.
I know. Yes. Yes, I will.
No, sorry. Have you been to one time? Have you been to one night? Should I move slow? This way? Oh, yeah. I think I should send that one.
I think you are ready to fly, young fledgling.
I think I'm gonna do the baked pasta.
We're at Giovanni's Brooklyn Eats right now. I know. sightseeing today. Have my sister and her friend Ember. We're at Grand Central, obviously, because it's amazing and we have to go see it. We're in Grand Central. Classic. You guys, I'm sure, are so tired of seeing this because I show it to you like every year, but it never gets old to me. Hope it doesn't get old to you. Walking south now after a quick Sephora stop, and we're at the library. It's been so long since I've been here in the daytime. It's so weird to see these places in the daytime because normally I only come here at night for Vlogmas after work, so it's nice. It's a nice vibe. So pretty. We've been walking south from the library. We stopped to see the Empire State Building, and now we're at Madison Square Park. I used to work over there. Shout out to all my friends. And Flatiron, which is right behind me, right there. This is one of my favorite areas of New York, forever and ever and ever. Just like the best time of my life, I feel, happened here. I got a couple of exciting book deliveries, so I thought I would share them with you. The first one, I opened this one yesterday when it came in, is Floret Farm's Discovering Dahlias, a guide to growing and arranging magnificent blooms. I think this book came out last year, I want to say. I ordered it directly from Floret because it comes with a packet of seeds from Erin's garden of Dahlia seeds. And if you don't know, dahlias, when you plant them, to ensure that they come up true to type, you have to plant tubers. If you plant seeds, which are open pollinated, every single seed will produce a different dahlia. So it's like an exciting, magical thing where you have no clue what they're gonna look like. So a lot of times you wanna know what you're gonna get, which is why people buy the tubers. But with the seeds, it's much more exciting because you don't know like what it's gonna be. So you get a packet of seeds if you order directly from Erin, so I ordered it from them. So I'm really excited because this apparently has a lot of info about how to divide your dahlias and storing them and just kind of like all you need to know about being successful growing dahlias. So I'm excited about this one. I actually got one not too long ago. I want to say in January. Where is it? This one. Only available on Amazon. It's called Dahlia Breeding for the Farmer-Florist and the Home Gardener, a step-by-step guide to hybridizing new varieties from seed. And this one's by Kristine Albrecht. She has she has bred so many amazing dahlia varieties. So I'm just like really excited. This is like not at all practical for Brooklyn life. Like my garden is not that big. So this is kind of like pie in the sky for someday, you know, once we have more property for me to have a bigger garden. But I am really excited. I just like want to read about dahlia breeding in general. So I'm excited to have these books. And then the other day I went to Strand with my sister and her friend Ember. And I saw a lot of really great books that I want to buy. I like buying from thrift books because you're buying used books. So it's just better for the environment, I suppose. And they're also not as expensive. So I made a list of the books that I was interested in and bought a good portion of them on thrift books. So let's see what's arrived. They come in different packaging because they come from all over the United States, depending on who actually has the book. I guess Thrift Books alerts the seller that it's been purchased and then sends them the money, and then the seller would send it to me. So my books are coming in a couple of separate shipments, but let's see. Oh, there's a lot in this one. Maybe this is everything. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so Mark Kurlansky. If you've never read anything by Mark Kurlansky, he is such a fascinating writer. I read this book that he wrote called Oyster, A History on the Half Shell, and it's like they're history books, but through a lens. So you get this like slice of history, but through like a really specific topic. And even if you're not at all interested in the topic, like I like eating oysters, but I wasn't particularly interested in the history of oysters. But this book was like a history of New York through the lens of oysters, and it's fascinating. It was so good. He also wrote a book called Salt that I have ordered and I haven't read yet. So it's like a history of the world through the lens of salt. And his writing style is just fascinating. And I haven't read this yet. Andrew has. He says it's amazing, so I wanted to get it. And I also got his book, Cod. Again, I don't even like cod. I don't like a lot of seafood in general, except for oysters and ceviche. Basically, the rawer, the better. But yeah, so this is another one that I'm excited to read. And then, wouldn't you know it, I've had this book on my list for ages, like so long. It's called The Food of a Younger Land, a portrait of American food before the national highway system, before chain restaurants, and before frozen food, when the nation's food was seasonal, regional, and traditional, from the lost WPA files. That's a really long subtitle, but it also happens to be by Mark Kurlansky. I had no idea. So it's like the same author as these two, but this has been in my reading queue for gosh, at least a decade. I just haven't prioritized reading it. And then I discovered that it was by Mark Kurlansky, and I'm like, okay, well now I have to read it. So I've got a lot of his books. And then this one I just saw on the Strand tables, and it just sounded really interesting. It's called City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert. I won't tell you the synopsis of everything, but I'll leave them all in the description box below so you can make a decision about whether or not you want to read it or not. And then TJ Klune, he wrote this book called House in the Cerulean Sea, or House by the Cerulean Sea, something like that. I have to say it was one of the best books I've ever read in my entire life. It made me laugh, it made me cry. I've recommended it to pretty much anyone and everyone who will listen to me talk about it. It is one of the best books I've ever read. And he's written another book, and this one's called Under the Whispering Door. So I decided to get this one as well. So that's my little book haul. I'm really excited to read these, and I think there are a few more coming. I can't remember for sure what I ordered, but I did get a nice little stack, so excited to have these. Good morning, everybody. Today is Saturday. Andrew is off playing games at his gaming club today, so I have the house to myself. I have no idea what I'm gonna do today. So many options. I'm thinking that I might do some sewing finally. Unfortunately, my sister and her friend Ember left yesterday. Sad times. It's been so wonderful having them here. But that does mean that my craft room is now available for me to use it again for sewing. So I showed you that project in my last vlog, which thank you so much for the super kind comments about just that you're interested in what I'm doing, even if I deem it mundane or not. And I agree. I think it's fun to just watch normal real life stuff. I mean, at least I do. So anyway, yeah, so the craft room is free. I think I'm going to finish up the project I showed you in the last vlog, and then I will probably start a new one that I really want to start, that other one that I showed you with the striped shirt. I just think it's so cute. The back of that shirt is really what makes it, and I did not actually put a picture. Let me set you up here. I did not actually put a picture of the back of it. I'll insert that here. That's the best part. So I love things that have an interesting back on them. It's one of my favorite features of dresses and tops. So I'm really excited to get started on that project. And I don't have that much left of my white top project, although I am considering redoing the sleeves. They just didn't turn out quite as I wanted them to. They're a little bit too fitted, so they were like meant to be a puffy sleeve, so I trimmed off part of the sleeve seam and the underarm, but it's just a little too tight now. Like, it's not uncomfortable, but it's the inspiration is like a little bit loose. So yeah, I don't know, I'm thinking about redoing the sleeve, and I have enough fabric to do so. I bought like a bunch of white cotton. It's either cotton lawn or cotton poplin. I can't remember for sure what the fabric type is, but it's one of those two. And I bought a lot of it when I bought some from fabric.com ages ago. So I have plenty to redo the sleeve if I want to, so I might do that. But yeah, so I'm really excited. I think I'm gonna sew today. I sewed some seeds yesterday evening. I'm almost finished with my seed sewing for this season. I have my zinnias left to do, which I'm gonna wait because those are a very not frost tolerant flower. And in fact, most of the time I actually direct sow my zinnias, but because I'm trying to grow as many flowers as possible for the wedding this year, I need to have a little more control over like what actually germinates so that I can ensure that I have enough to do at least the bouquets. That's like my goal. I would love to have enough for myself and for the bridal party. That is the goal. So fingers crossed, if I have more than that to use for decorations inside, that would be wonderful. But I'm not gonna hire a florist or anything like that. Like, it's gonna be in Strand. So I don't know if I told you guys that, but I am so excited. The wedding is gonna be at Strand Bookstore in their rare book room. And I feel like there's just no better venue for Andrew and I think it's perfect for us, and it's just got that, because it's so many like wall-to-wall rare books, it's already kind of decorated, so I don't feel like it needs a bunch of stuff. So, and I'm just not the kind of person who wants to spend a ton of money on a wedding anyway. So I'm trying to grow as many of the flowers as I can. I might supplement with some from the farmer's market. But yeah, so that's the plan at least. So anyway, so all I have left to do is sew my zinnias, which I'm gonna do in the cells this year, like get them started indoors rather than direct sowing them as I usually do. And then of course I'll plant my dahlia tubers outside once those all start coming in. And there was one other, sunflowers. I also wanna sow sunflowers, but those you really should not start indoors. They're so quick to germinate and quick to grow that you really should just like plant them directly outside once it's warm enough. So that's what I'm gonna do. I have a few varieties of sunflowers that I'm really excited about. So yeah, it's all happening. Spring is here almost. It's a couple days away. And so yeah, no seed sowing that I need to do today, but I would love to do some sewing, so like fabric sewing. So I think that's what I'm gonna do today. It's a lovely day outside. I have you resting on this bookcase right now, and as you can see, we've run out of space on here. I'm mad at myself because Andrew was like, are you sure you don't want to do two of them, to put one here and one over here? And I was like, oh, we just don't have that many books. And yep, I was wrong. So I think we're gonna build a second matching one to put on that side. Hopefully it turns out the same, because like we bought most of the trim, I think all of it actually, all of the trim we bought from Home Depot. Andrew made this bookshelf, by the way. I helped a little bit, but this was mostly his project. And we bought most of the trim from Home Depot. So hopefully it will be easy to get again. But yeah, so I think we're gonna do a second bookcase over here. I also recently got these faux olive branches from a website called afloral.com. I feel like they just add such life to the room, even though yes, they are fake. I need to cut them shorter so that they fit down into it a little bit more. They're like a little too spread out and it looks a little too sparse at the top right there, like at the top of the vase. But once I cut them down, they'll like fit into it better, and I think it will look better. Oh, hello, my little munchkins. My sweet babies. Oh. So I've just come out to the greenhouse right now because I need to take some of the plants that I had indoors, outdoors, because I need to make more room in the indoor seed starting setup for stuff that I just sowed yesterday and things that I'll need to sow, like the zinnias that I mentioned. So yes, I'm out in the greenhouse right now. Everything is looking really good. Here, I'll show you. I have some Verbena bernariensis going here, some salvia, some grasses. These are going to turn into giant grasses. I kind of sowed these as backups for the stuff that I ordered online, just in case this didn't work, you know, I don't know. So I can always give this stuff away. My ranunculus, which are looking amazing. The anemones and my sweet peas are looking so good. Love it. And then you'll see all this like signs of bulb life, the green. I spotted the first bit of color, an Iris reticulata. I think this one is the Harmony one. I'll have to look and see, but it's just about to open. They're like these little miniature irises. Look how gorgeous that is. I'm so excited about it. Oh, I'm just so excited. Look at it. Oh my gosh. I love the color. It's just so stunning. My camera will not focus. There we go. Oh my gosh, look at it. And supposedly, according to my research, these little like yellow strips are kind of like a landing strip for the bees to let them know where to go to get the pollen. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, all of this is going to be those Iris reticulata. We've got tulips and daffodils on both sides. And some of the seeds that I direct sowed, like the poppies. Oh my gosh, getting my camera to focus when on dark soil is a nightmare. But some of the poppies are starting to come up. That's a poppy right there. Oh, so exciting. So exciting. Today's outfit of the day is a jersey knit striped top, which is just a ready to wear. I did not make this, but I did make these Persephone pants, and I'm telling you, these are one of the greatest patterns of all time. I absolutely love this pattern. I think I've made the Persephone pants, I don't know, like 5 times, 6 times now, at least. I have a pair of black pants, a pair of white pants, and 3 pairs of shorts. So I've made it 5 times. It's wonderful. The only criticism that I have of it is I don't know if it's just the fabrics that I'm choosing. Mostly I choose I've used stretchy denim before, and I've used a twill. I would say the pattern definitely stretches out as you wear it, and I don't know if that's like the pattern itself or if it's the fabric choices I have. Like, they stretch out quite a lot. So I love it on the first wear. But they do stretch out more as you wear them. But they're super comfortable though. I do love them. But aesthetically, I wish they would fit, you know, like tighter as they are when they first come out of the wash. But that's with a lot of, you know, clothing, not just these patterns, but they are a dream. If you've always wanted to try sewing a pants pattern, I would highly recommend the Persephone pants as a first pants pattern. It was my first successful one. There are pockets in it, which is nice. No back pockets on these, but these front pockets are nice and roomy. I can very easily fit my phone into here. Yeah, they're amazing. I pretty much sew a straight size 10, I think. My measurements are on my Instagram profile, so you can see that there. And then I always do a flat pubis adjustment because I always get a lot of gaping right here in my pants. And when I started doing the flat pubis adjustment, that was not as extreme anymore. So I'm wondering if that's something I'll probably do with a lot of future pants patterns that I make. Who knows? But she is working on another jeans pattern, and she's been working on it for, I don't know, a couple years now. And I am just like checking her Instagram so regularly to see when she releases this pattern, because I'm dying to make this new jeans pattern that she is going to be coming out with soon. Well, I don't know about soon, but a jeans pattern that she's working on. I'm dying to make it. I can't wait. I just got a book delivery, so I figured I would show you the rest of my thrift books order in case you're interested. Okay, interesting. It said that it was going to come in 3 orders, but I'm missing one of the books that I ordered, so we'll see. This is Andrew's favorite book of all time. It's called The Diamond Age by Neal Stephenson. I've read like half of it, and well, I listened to half of it on audiobook. I'm just not good at audiobooks, honestly. I love listening to podcasts, but really like my threshold for audio listening for like words, like spoken words, is, I don't know, like an hour tops. And so I just lost steam on the audiobook. I'm much better at paying attention when I'm reading physical books. Audiobooks, my mind just like wanders. So not the best for me. But I really wanted to finish it because it's his favorite book and it is a really interesting, good story. So I bought this so I could finally finish his favorite book. And then my love affair with France continues forever and ever and ever and ever. I swear I have read probably oh my God, so many books about France, especially Provence in particular. It's just a culture that, call me a Francophile. I know it's like the most typical thing ever, stereotypical, but I just love French culture. And yeah, so 2 more books about France. I've read so many over the past few years, but this one's called C'est la vie. An American woman begins a new life in Paris and voila, becomes almost French, by Suzy Gershman. And then this one I'm really excited about. It's called A Pig in Provence, Good Food and Simple Pleasures in the South of France. This one I am particularly excited about. And this one is by Georgeanne Brennan. So yeah, I'll put a link to any of the books that are in this book haul. I will put in the description box below in case you're interested in trying them out. But I wonder where the one is. It's The Vanishing Half. I can't remember the author's name. It's been a fiction book that's had a lot of like good reviews, and I'm really interested in reading that. So yeah. And while I'm here, I told you in the last vlog I was going to show you the patterns I got in the Something Delightful sale. So I'm going to go ahead and show you those now since I forgot to do that before. This is the pattern I'm going to be using for my next project. This is McCall's 8141. Love that. I think it's going to be perfect for duping that top that I want to make. This I honestly could probably make without a pattern, but sometimes it's just easier for me to use a pattern, so I do. This is McCall's 8217, like a little tube top of sorts that has elastic in the top and in the bottom. This one is McCall's 7071, and I'm sure it's a costume pattern. I know it's going to seem a little bit strange to have purchased this, but there is this brand called Doan, which you may or may not have heard of. They have a dress and a top that has a construction very similar to this one. And I really, really liked it. And I have no idea how to draft something like that on my own. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, this will be perfect for duping those Doan tops and dresses that I really like. So I got it because of this like bodice feature right here. So I'm excited to make that. This one is McCall's 7507. I don't like sweetheart necklines, but I love the idea of making this dress with just straightening out that neckline there. I like the overlay on top of that. I think it's really pretty. And it also comes with a skirt that's got like a high-low hem, like a bit of a train to it. I could see this potentially being useful for any kind of dresses I want to make for like my bachelorette party or rehearsal dinner, stuff like that. So I'm not making my wedding dress, by the way. I don't know if I told you guys that officially. I'm not making my wedding dress. I already found it. It's perfect. I love it. I just didn't want that pressure and that stress, but I would love to make like all associated dresses with the wedding. So things like the rehearsal dinner, the bachelorette party stuff, you know, like anything like that. I would love to make those dresses. And then this one, McCall's 7719, I got because of this bodice right here. It's to make a top that I've been wanting to make for a really long time. So I got that. This I just added to my cart because I was intrigued. I liked the jacket. It looks very Gucci with this red and green trim. I just thought it was a really classic looking jacket pattern, and it comes with a lot in it. Like it comes with a sheath dress. It comes with this skirt that has a lot of pleats. I can't see where I'm pointing, right there. A really pleated front skirt, which I thought was really interesting. Look at that on the model. Isn't it so pretty? Let me focus it. Yeah, I just think that that's really, really pretty. A jacket pattern, like the long jacket pattern, a short jacket pattern. I think that's it. But yeah, it comes with a lot of stuff. So I thought this was a really good buy. That's Vogue 1643. And then this one I thought would be good for like bachelorette dresses, rehearsal dinner dresses, a good pattern for that. Potentially, I love this one shoulder style here. I think that's really, really pretty. This is McCall's 8142. I'm not crazy about this one really, but you never know. Style changes over the years. I think this one's really classic. I love the look of this. So B and C are my favorites from this for sure. And that's what I got in the Something Delightful sale that was happening like a long time ago. I think I got these, I want to say like early February or something like that. But yeah, that's what my recent purchases are for Craft and Books. And I think I'm going to go ahead and try this on, see what I think about the sleeves, and then I'm going to finish it up. I just need to add like a bodice extension like my inspiration has, and then I need to make the inspiration actually has fabric covered buttons. I don't think I'm going to do that because I don't have a fabric covered button maker. I know you can get them on Amazon or something, but I just don't have it. I'll probably just look in my stash for small white buttons and do like quite a lot of them. That's a feature I really like of the inspiration. There's like, I want to say 10, maybe 10's too much. I don't know. We'll see, but it's like a very heavily buttoned center front. So it's going to be kind of annoying to take on and off because there are so many buttons. Maybe I should insert like a side zip instead and leave the buttons permanently on, but I don't know. We'll make them functional, I suppose. It's just going to be a labor of love to equally space out the buttons and make those buttonholes. But yeah, so I'm going to try this on, get this finished so that I can start my new sexy, exciting project. This one right here, 8141 for the top. All right, let's get going. Okay, here is where we stand with the shirt right now. Here's the sleeve. It's not too bad, honestly. It's not too tight. Fingers crossed. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think it looks all right. I'll leave it for now. So I just need to add this little bodice extension. I don't know, maybe like 3 inches long, and then the buttons all the way, maybe 2 inches long. Finished. Yeah, I've lengthened the shoulder. Well, I sewed a very small, like the smallest I could sew it, shoulder seam right here. And this still, like my underbust is right here. It's still not long enough. I have a lot of height in my shoulders. So a lot of times patterns are too tight up here, or too short for me rather up here. So yeah, next time I make this, I think I will lengthen the shoulder seam just a little bit, but that will also throw off the arm size. So that's kind of tricky. I need to have a think about that, because it's a little too short. Like I said, it's like my underbust is right there and it's not fully going underneath my bust, which is a shame, but it's still cute. I will say this pattern, when I raise my arms, the whole thing comes up with it. That is also a downside of it. And I know that that is a sleeve issue from watching Grace, aka Weezer Dreams stories, but it's not something I really know how to fix. So, or I'm not sure like why it does that. All I know is it's like a sleeve cap and arm side issue, that there's not enough like range of motion in the arm. So yeah, I'm excited to almost have this one finished. I can't remember if I pre-washed this fabric or not. I was in the habit of pre-washing my fabric. So that's the one thing I can see potentially being a problem with this sleeve, because I feel like it fits perfectly right now, but if it shrinks in the wash, then I'll definitely have to cut a new sleeve and add it. But I think I'll cross that bridge when I get there. And for now, I think this is okay. Yeah, it's looking cute. added the extension to it. All I have left to do now are the buttons. It's even finished on the bottom. I did a little baby hem on it. I think it looks really sweet and really cute. I love the fit. I love the like kind of boxier look to the back especially. Yeah, I think it's gonna be really, really cute. Now all I have to do is decide how many buttons. So I did look at my reference photo and it has 5 buttons on the top panel and 5 on the bottom. I'm considering just doing a really, really tight button placement right here and then leaving this open along the bottom, because I think that would look really cute. But the spirit of it is definitely more of like a full-on button up. So kind of have to decide. I'm thinking about putting it aside and doing buttons later tonight, because buttons are a task I can easily do at nighttime, and I'm just making excuses. I just want to cut out that other project. I will finish this though. I'll put on the buttons on it later tonight probably, but I really want to cut out that other project. So I think I'm going to do that and save the buttons for later because I'm really excited. Okay, let's do it. By the by, I started this adorable set in January. It's a mini skirt, which is completely finished, and like a crop top that I would wear on top of like a white button-down shirt or something like that. It's like very Clueless kind of look. I just have not been able to find a exposed zip separating zipper online with that's this short. So I think I need to go to the garment district and get it. I've been dragging my heels on it because I just never go to the garment district very much anymore, but I need it in order to finish this set, and it's wool, so I need to do it now so that I can still like get at least one wear out of it until next season. But yeah, it's so, so cute. I love this skirt pattern. This is McCall's 8051. It is my absolute favorite pencil skirt pattern, and it comes in like 5 different lengths. But yeah, this is a wool blend of some sort, and then the interior just has a facing on the top there. So I may find that I want to line that in like a Bemberg rayon or something like that, just to make it slick over tights easier, so that it's not like grabbing onto tights with that wool, but we'll see. Yeah, this turned out really cute. This is the Rosie dress by Sew Over It, just the bodice I used on that. And yeah, I think it turned out so, so cute. I just pulled out the fabric from my fabric stash that I'm going to be using for this project, and I realized that I have not pre-washed it yet, which sucks because I really want to get started on this. But this is one that I feel like I'm not going to take a chance with because it's 100% cotton. A lot of times if it's a blend that has something like rayon or it depends on the fiber, but 100% cotton is definitely going to shrink in the wash, so I think I just can't take a chance. It's about an hour or so later. I think my fabric is almost done. It should be dry here in a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and get dinner started. It's almost 6. So I'm making this recipe. It's a baked chicken breast recipe, and oh my gosh, you guys, this is the juiciest, most delicious baked chicken I have ever eaten in my entire life. I'm not kidding. I will leave the recipe linked down below. It's incredible. A couple weekends ago, my friend Emily taught me how to make homemade mayo. So I've made some homemade mayo for it because it's part of the recipe. You'll see when you make it. Of course, you don't have to make your own, but it's just cool to like make your own, and it tastes so good. Homemade mayo is so good. So I'm putting together the spice mix now. It has garlic, paprika, salt, this mushroom umami powder, which I got. This is not part of the recipe, but I just put it in there because it sounds good to me and I like it in it. Some thyme. Yeah, so I'll leave the recipe link down below, but it is seriously, you have to make it. You have to. It's so good. The recipe does call for a brine, but I skipped that part. I skipped it the first time I made it because I just didn't have enough time and I didn't notice that the recipe called for it. So I didn't do it. And to me, it tastes insanely good. It just doesn't need it, in my opinion. The recipe is plenty salty. And I do double the spices that it calls for, except for the salt. I leave the salt the same amount, but I double all of the other spices in it and then add a few extra spices that I like to put on chicken. So good. This is what it looks like before it goes into the oven. So the chicken gets the spice rub, and then you smear a little bit of mayonnaise on top of each chicken breast. And then it gets a sprinkling of panko, a sprinkling of Parmesan, and then it bakes in the oven for however long it says to in the recipe. I actually use a digital meat thermometer. My mom has really gotten me into using these. Andrew and I love it because it just cooks meats to perfection. So I highly recommend getting one of these digital meat thermometers if you don't have one. They are so amazing for like cooking any meats perfectly. So I'm just going to turn this on. Put it on the chicken setting. And then I stick the probe in whichever piece of meat is thickest. That way I can ensure that if the thickest one is cooked, the rest of them will be. So I'll put it in this thick one right here. Okay. And then you just put it in the oven and the probe goes in with it, and this part stays outside. Okay, all right, that's in the oven. It usually cooks for like 20-ish minutes or so. I forget, 20 to 30, I don't know. I just go by when this thing starts beeping, then I know it's done. Look who's here.
Hi.
Emily has come over. I've eaten dinner. She's not hungry yet. So we're gonna have a little crafting night. I have my pattern that I'm about to cut out. She's working on a quilt project, which I will show you when she gets it out. Jafar is wanting to take over the vlog. These beautiful blocks that you're using from your scrap stash, but in a controlled way. Color coordinating.
Mm-hmm.
Or color managing, I guess I should say.
Color managed.
Yes.
Look at that bear.
It's so cute. I love the fussy cuts. So pretty. What's, how many do you need total?
I don't remember, but a lot.
A lot.
This is, I mean, I'm using all of this.
Mm-hmm. It's nice that you already have it all cut out, so then you don't have to
Yeah.
do that later. They're so pretty. Oh, I love that one. Yes, absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
Happy Sunday. I thought I would show you the progress that I was able to make on my new Elisabetta Francini sewing dupe that I'm doing right now. I've sewn the bodice back to the bodice front at the sides, and I have modified the back a little bit. So in the original McCall's pattern, it's got kind of this slit opening. It's hard to tell right there, but it's a slit opening. And in the Elisabetta top, it's kind of like this V cut, almost like a lot of my backless dresses that I've made. So I just kind of eyeballed how wide I thought the neck was in the back. So how much was like open back where it connects to like the collar, and then how much was on the bodice back, just by looking at the picture. So I'm just making a guess and then factored in a seam allowance. And I've shaved off 1 inch from either side of the bodice back piece, and then kind of traced it down to, I forget exactly where I did it, like right about here. Hello, Jafar. And then I trimmed that off on this back piece so that it will be open. The bottom where the waistline is going to attach to a waistband piece, and then of course this will attach to a collar up at the top. And it shouldn't be a problem to remove so much of the back, like a low back situation. What? It's morning, it's her time. This is her pet's time. It shouldn't be so much of a problem to remove the back, like have a low back situation, because the front is so high neck that there's like enough for it to be to be on your body. I don't know if I've explained that before, but if you have a low front, you can't have a super low back, and if you have a super low back or open back, you can't have a super low front, otherwise it'll pull off of your shoulders. I learned that pretty early on in my sewing journey, because I like a lot of open back and open front kind of style tops, but you kind of have to pick one or the other, or do a little bit of a dance with it. It's a balance, otherwise it will try to pull off your shoulders. But since this literally goes like halter all the way to your neck, it shouldn't be a problem to cut out so much of the back. So I'm really excited. So far I've sewn, like I said, the bodice front to the bodice back pieces, and this is sewn with a lining. So the sleeve also has a lining with it. This is gonna be a summer top. I don't want it to be quite so much lining and so much structure. So I'm trying to figure out a way in my brain to like sandwich the sleeve between the bodice front and the bodice front and back lining. That's why I paused last night, because I have two lining pieces, I have two, and then a sleeve piece. I just need to like take a break because it was late last night, and I just need to figure that out and have a think about it. So that's where this is right now. Unfortunately, I'm so annoyed with myself, because looking at the Elisabetta top, where did I put the pattern piece? It was underneath my pattern. So unfortunately, when I was trying to cut out my sleeve pieces, I was trying to be economical with the cuts, and I cut the sleeve with the stripes facing the wrong direction. Like, this is fine. This actually it is cut out according to the grain line instructions, so this is correct according to the grain. But for how the stripes look with the actual top itself, the sleeve stripes go this direction. So I actually really wanted to cut this on the cross grain for an aesthetic reason. I think I have enough fabric to recut the sleeves, but of course it's like one of the biggest pieces, which is so annoying. So fingers crossed I have enough fabric to cut these out again, because that is a design detail that I really liked about this top, is that the stripe direction is really carefully considered, or not with this pattern, with this top that I'm duping. One of the things I really like about it is that the stripe direction is really considered and aesthetically pleasing in the direction that the stripes go for different pieces of it. So I really want to mimic that. So I think I am gonna recut this out. This is a really large piece of fabric though, so hopefully I can think of something else to do with this stripe fabric. I don't know, we shall see, but I'm really annoyed. It started from a good place, trying to be economical with my fabric cutting, but yeah, I think I will need to recut that. Hopefully I have enough. I'm going to go get myself ready now, and it's gonna be a fun day. Andrew and I are gonna have a date day today, and we're gonna take you along with us. What are you gonna get?
Layers.
Well, that's the same thing. You make a layer with the clipping mask.
No, I.
Backstreet Boys. Welcome to Park Slope.
Hello.
Hello. We just had brunch at Stone Park Cafe. One of my favorites. Would you say it's one of your favorites, or you're not so keen?
I think it's the best brunch in our area.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of good
brunch options.
Well, when you're comparing to Philly, you know.
I have to compare everything.
So we just finished up brunch, going to go get a coffee now, and then after that, Andrew's getting measured for the wedding suit. We just got to Bryant Park. Andrew's suit shop is nearby. Are you excited?
I am.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you know what fabric, what color you're gonna get?
I think so.
So if you guys recall, we're in Bryant Park right now. This right here is where the ice skating rink was. They bulldoze it, and I actually don't know what they turned it into during the rest of the year. Maybe it's just a park, I can't remember. But yeah, they're putting it back, yeah, to their normal state. And that's the library right there. The back of it, at least. We're a little bit early, so we're hanging out in Bryant Park until your appointment. Listening to the calming sounds of helicopters amongst the daffodils. New York is a city of contradictions. Okay, so what fabric are you gonna get? What kind of cut? What's your plan?
I think we should show it in the thing so people can see
What it looks like?
Yeah.
Okay. But any details you want to give away now?
The lining is like a dark burgundy color, and the outside is just like jet black.
Perfection. Cool. Just finished up at Andrew's suit shop. What a great experience that was. They're
Did you take photos? Because we said we were going to show them the fabric, and then
I took some videos of the fabric.
Okay.
Yeah. And some other video clips of you getting measured. And yeah, I went to one other place with him, and it was just too
stuffy.
Yeah, it was like all style, no substance. It was a little too like staged and it just, I don't know.
It didn't feel right.
It didn't feel right. Yeah, this place was just professionals and all, I don't know, just, I got a good vibe in there for sure. I can see why you did too.
Yeah.
So, very exciting. Now we are headed to Grand Central. We're gonna go to the Met for a little afternoon art date. Your Aunt Carol. that was lovely. I have to say, pro tip, if you come to New York and you go to the Met, do not expect to see the entire museum. There's no way. You'll get museum fatigue so easily. So just go to the galleries that you know you want to see first, because you're never going to make it through everything.
Yeah, you get a tour guide.
Yeah, tour guides are worth it in my opinion. I love them.
Yeah.
We just got back from our lovely outing today. We started putting together our grocery list, so we decided what we're gonna be meal prepping today. But we're not gonna like grocery shop tonight. We're gonna make kitchen sink soup, which is basically where we take everything we have in the fridge and make a soup out of it to use up as many things as possible. And then I think Andrew's gonna grocery shop for us tomorrow morning for our groceries for the week. And then tonight we're just gonna chill and eat kitchen sink soup. I am in the mood for a bath. It's cold outside and it's bath time. Yes.
So when we figure out the size of our pool, is it like this big or bigger?
It's a normal size glass. Good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, a brand new week. I have my computer right there to get started for the workday. I've checked on my plants. I've done a little workout. I'm feeling good. Today is one of my BFFs, Emily's birthday today. I'm so excited to go and celebrate her later on. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a lovely day today. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to it. Today I am wearing a handmade wardrobe outfit. Let me show you. This is a dress that I self-drafted. It's got like a halter neck and ties on the front and the back. Has a little gathered tier. I just kind of made this dress up based on a YouTube video that I found on YouTube. So as the inspiration, I changed it quite a bit from that with like a paper bag neckline on it, and the ties, like the way the ties work, there's like 4 ties technically, 2 that tie for the front and 2 that tie for the back. And I just paired it with this little black cardigan. All right, yeah, I'm gonna get to work. I'll check in with you guys later on. I'm at Emily's. It's Emily's birthday! Yay! And Kate, her roommate, is cooking dinner for Emily's birthday. What have you done today?
Nails, shopping, knitting
Yes.
with friends in the morning, and now this. It's been kind of like a whirlwind adventure day.
Adventure day. We're doing a puzzle right now. It looks like Frida Kahlo. Super cute. The border was done, I know.